to attempt to record this. I have a really weird setup on my camera right now, but we're about to go to the gym. I got some time. I want to just yap while I'm driving to the gym right now. Let's get a good cold start real quick. This is going to be a semi-cold start, actually. Should I have my keys in here? We're at the A12 GTS. And hopefully the mic picks up me driving with the top down. All right, I do the same thing every single time when I get in this car. I turn off the automatic start stop. I turn off auto so I can manually drive the car, and then I turn on bumpy road mode so that way I have a more comfortable ride. I got my pre-workout here. I'm gonna be hitting upper body today. All right, ooh, this is gonna look good. Okay, hopefully my camera stays on this whole entire time. But man, okay, so what are you guys on this page for? I did a Q&A to figure out why do you guys even follow me in the first place. A lot of you guys said cars. A lot of you guys said because of the motivation for the business content, the e-commerce content. So I'm gonna touch base on basically how did this all start out? What is my story? How did I get to the point where I'm at now, to where I'm married, I bought a multi-million-dollar house, I have multiple supercars, and I work on my own time. I'm my own boss. So a lot of you guys are new and you don't know my story. You might be new to the channel, so you might be thinking, oh, who's this fucking Asian kid? You know, he probably grew up rich, grew up lucky, but it's not the case actually. So I'm gonna go break it down for you guys and kind of tell you how I got to the point where I was a broke college student to becoming a multiple seven-figure entrepreneur, right? And yes, I had to make a few $1,000s first. I had to make, $10,000 a month first. Then I had to hit $20,000. Then I had to hit $100,000 per month. It's a stepping stone. You don't just go straight 0 to 7 figures immediately. It's stepping stones, and this is like 7-8 years in the making. So, little background about myself. I'm a first-generation American. All right, that means I am the first child of my family to be born in America. My family is from a third world country, Cambodia, and I was the first to be born in America, right? I was blessed that they decided to come to America to give me a better opportunity, because that's what happened. I was able to have a better opportunity because I live in America, and most of you guys do live in America, and so you guys have a great opportunity. You got to use the resources around you. Now, my parents grew up poor. They came to America poor as well. Typical Cambodian story, if you're familiar with them, they open up donut shops. In my case, we didn't own multiple donut shops. We only owned one, right? One donut shop. Then we would sell it and go into a different donut shop, etc. So we had multiple over time, but never multiple at the same time. So my mom came here with no English, not a dollar to her name, and my dad came here before, and he knows a little bit of English. And so we grew up poor, and as the years went on, it wasn't until around my high school days where things started to get a little bit better for ourselves financially, but that didn't come with a bunch of internal family issues, which I'm not going to get into, but I did have a lot of family issues, and my parents divorced when I was like in middle school, and so I was basically raised by my mom for most of my I guess childhood and teen years, essentially, right? I haven't seen my dad in fucking years, like well over a decade. So anyways, it was embedded very early on from my mom, to go to college, because she thought that was the safe and easy life, because she grew up struggling to build her business, her donut shop, her meat market, whatever the case is, and she went through the hard labor of business, the brick and mortar hard labor of business. She did not want me to get through that. So I, at an early age, was really hounded on about getting a college degree and working a job and working a career, working, or even for the government for that matter, right? Just making money through a college degree. And it was ironic because like our life was getting good through her business, her meat market at that time that she used to have. And I'm like, I don't want to work for anybody else, right? Even though like I thought about being a doctor, architect, even an aerospace engineer, like some crazy stuff, getting into fashion school as well. Eventually I got into fitness by the end of high school, right? So by the end of high school, I was really into fitness. I was like, okay, maybe I can make a career as being a physical therapist or something like that, or something in the fitness realm that I can practice, because at least it would be something towards something that I like. And so my mom wanted me to stay in college and go to school. And for me, when I started getting into fitness, I was like, man, I kind of want to do something for myself instead, right? I knew that if I wanted to make a lot of money, getting a job was probably not going to be it. And I started watching a lot of YouTube videos, you know, people like Christian Guzman, that really opened my eyes into entrepreneurship and realized that, hey, you know, you can't keep tying your time to money. You got to be able to make money whether you're awake or asleep. And business is one of those few businesses that give you that opportunity to make money however you want, and it's in your control. So I went to college for about 2 years, and I was doing personal training at that time, and I thought like I was going to be a high value personal trainer, training celebrities or whatnot, and also be a physical therapist or something like that. Some crazy plan. Again, my mom wanted me to go to college. And while I was in college, she was like, when are you going to get a degree? When are you going to graduate? When are you going to get a better job? Just hounding me over and over. Just, you know, typical Asian tiger mom, you know? And so, oh, those downshifts are so good. And that's stock too. This is a stock 812 GTS. That's insane. We're going to get an exhaust soon. But this was my life right now. At this point, this is, I want to say it's 2015. So I'm working as a personal trainer. I'm also in school. I'm living at home with my mom. My mom's hounding me and telling me like I need to do better and I need to focus on that. I can't focus on anything else. I'm not really going out much. I'm not really spending time with friends. I'm saving up as much money as I can. And I'm just like, dude, I can't keep doing this. Like, even as a personal trainer, I know I can't keep trading my time for money. And so one time in my accounting class, I was sitting down there and I was like, you know what? I gotta get the fuck out of here. I can't do this anymore. So in the middle of my accounting class, I fucking walked out. I talked to my friend like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. So I walked out of my accounting class and my friend's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, dude, this is it. I'm leaving for good. But I told myself, I gave myself a challenge. I told myself, hey, you can leave college right now, but in 6 months, you have to be able to make yourself at least $4,000 on your own per month. And at that time, I was only making like $2,000, right, from my personal training job. So I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to do this on my own. If I fail this challenge, then I go back to school. I hit that goal within 3 months. I did my own personal training thing, and I was able to hit $4,000 on my own as like a 19-year-old. At that time, it was a lot of money. And I was like, okay, proof of concept that I can make it on my own. I can make my own money. I just got to apply myself into whatever area I'm in. So that's when I just continued my personal training job or business, whatever you want to call it. And I kept pursuing that, and I never went back to college. And my mom was pissed. She was so pissed. She thought I was gonna fail, and I had tattoos at the time too. She was like, you're a disappointment. You're gonna fail. Look at all of my friends' children. They're going to school. They're graduating. They're gonna have a job. They're gonna have a nice paying job. And I was like, fuck that. I don't care about them. I want to focus on myself and do my own thing. At the same time, when I was doing personal training, I was like, that thought kept hitting my head. Dude, I can't keep trading my time for money. This personal training thing is making me decent money at 19, but I need more. How am I ever gonna buy a house? How am I gonna ever move out? How am I gonna buy a Lamborghini? I'm only making $4,000 a month. Like, I can't see this thing going any further. That is when I came across how to make money online. That's when I started my e-commerce journey, started learning about selling products on Amazon and doing Amazon FBA. So I tried it out, bought a course, learned how to do it, learned the ins and outs of the business. I failed, and I lost thousands of dollars. I lost like $10,000, $15,000 my first year just fucking around because I just made a lot of dumb mistakes. But I learned from those mistakes because the next following year, that's when I made my first 6 figures. My first 6 figures as like a 20-year-old, and I was like, holy shit, I cannot believe this. And I made 6 figures from my online business alone, plus the extra $40,000, $50,000 I was making from my personal training job. And then I was at a crossroads. I was like, okay, Now that I'm at this point where my online business is doing really well, I've made double, way more than double whatever my personal training job is. Now I'm at a crossroad. Do I keep doing personal training, or do I quit and then go pursue e-commerce full time? And so I did. At the end of that year, I quit my full-time personal training job, and I went all into my Amazon business, my e-commerce business. So from there, I kept growing, I kept focusing. I got my own apartment. I bought a Tesla. Yeah, that's back when Teslas were cool. And I was living on my own. And I didn't tell my mom any of this either. Like, I just got up and left. I just got in my apartment, bought a new car. She's like, what is going on? Why is this? And keep in mind, my mom every single day was giving me shit. Every single day. When are you gonna become a doctor? When are you gonna get a college degree? You should go back to school. You're failing right now. You're not getting anything right. My friends' sons and daughters are doing way better than you. Just a bunch of shit, right? And I don't care. And then I showed her my bank account, and then she left me alone, right? Because while she was bugging me and hounding me about going to school like her friends' kids were, I'm the one who ends up making way more money than them. And I didn't have to go into debt for it, right? Which was insane. So fast forward then, I build up my Amazon businesses more. I launch more products. I meet business partners. I build out my coaching program. I make investments into other businesses. And long story short, I'm at the point now where I own multiple companies. I have multiple business partners. I'm still heavy into the e-commerce game, but my two priorities now are in e-commerce and in real estate. So those are my two things. I think those are most important. You have active income, then you have passive income. And so that was kind of my story. Like, I struggled with, I remember having like $200 in the bank account as a personal trainer, and like just being really prideful. And I didn't want to ask my mom for money or anything like that. I just wanted to figure it out on my own. And I remember just sitting in my room like, how the fuck am I gonna get out of my house, get out of my mom's house? Because she just held so much power over me, and I hated that. Like, I couldn't do anything, and nothing I could do was ever right. Nothing I ever did was enough. And so me choosing my best path, or my own path, was the best thing for me, because it allowed me to figure out, try things on my own, and be a man and stand on my own 2 feet, and not, wait for somebody else to help figure it out for me and save me. I went out there and figured it out myself. And so it was a blessing. It was hard. I lost thousands of dollars. Me and my mom didn't talk for a very long time while I was figuring this out, so it did hurt our relationship. But when I moved out and I started doing my own thing, it made our relationship better, because it proved me right, it proved her wrong, but at the same time she could be proud that her son is standing on her own 2 feet, and that her son is doing better than her friends' kids probably, right? That's what she cares about the most. Yeah, I could say I'm self-made, but that's not really true. I've met so many people along the way, great potential business partners that didn't work out, and also business partners that did work out. And each person has influenced me along the road to making better decisions, to become a better entrepreneur, help my businesses and fix any parts of my business as well, and help figure out problems. And all of that accumulated to the results now. And obviously, it's not a perfect linear road. I didn't just like go straight up all the way through. It was up and then down, and then up and then down and up. And it's like a stock chart. It just kind of moves that way, right? And there were so many fucking problems along the way. So many problems, which I'm grateful for, because it helped me shape me to the person I am today. But you guys have to understand, it wasn't a straight path. It wasn't a linear path. There was so much bullshit along the way, and it's not an overnight thing. This is me 7-8 years in the making. You guys are seeing the progress of 7 and 8 years, and more years to come. And so that's kind of who I am. That's how I got started. I hope this story kind of like, I don't care if it motivates you, inspires you to it's more so inspire. I think inspire is a better word. To realize that, like, it doesn't matter where you start, it's all about how you finish. And as long as you don't quit and you keep going, you will figure shit out along the way. You don't have to know all the answers right now. You will figure it out along the way. So I gotta hit the gym, I gotta hit upper body, so I hope this helps. And other than that, I hope you like this video, give it some love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.